Hello, welcome to the Fluffy's exhibition. Welcome to some SCP reading on a good old Saturday night on my side. How are you all doing? How is everybody? Can somebody confirm if this works? If the voice changer works? Wait, hold on. I think for that to actually work, I have to do something first. I would have to pick this. Okay, it should work now.
Doesn't work. Does my voice sound different? I have no idea if it does.
So I hope that worked, and I think I saw from the volume that it was incredibly high, but
Does this work? Hello? Maybe just reduce it a little bit. How does it sound? How does that sound? I'm scared. Okay, you know what?
okay, you don't have to always tell me that the voice changes on and off. I'm going to quickly reduce the volume of the voice change because that might be a bit insane. Voice volume reduce it to like 50. That should be better, right? Let's try. Let's give it a shot.
Hello? Hello? Okay, I think it's still a bit loud. It still might be a bit loud.
Oh my god, I need to make sure that in the future that Windows doesn't always tell me. They're like, oh hey, your voice changes off. I'm like, I'm fully aware, thank you very much. Okay, reduce it to like 30, 20, 30. That should be good. Alright. Why is my webcam not working? Webcam. There we go. My god, I just realized I have nothing prepared correctly. I was working on that voice thing a little bit more than everything else, so the atmosphere is not correctly set up yet. Come on. Oh yeah. Wait a second. Yes, it is. Okay. And point it upwards. Look, Henry. Right here. And bam. Nicer. Much nicer lighting. Okay. And also, why is the window caption not capturing the right thing? There it is. Okay. There we go. Took me a little bit, but yeah. We are live reading SCP-930s. I'm still working on the 914 reading, by the way. I only read till part 7. Well, so I finished part 6. I haven't started part 7 yet. Shit takes forever. It takes forever. I'll try my best to get it done within the next 2 weeks, but I just can't spend the whole day just reading it because that will destroy my voice and probably just not be fun. But yeah, it is fun to read though. It is a good time to read. Alright, I think everything's set up. I can now close a couple stuff that are open here that I don't need open. Oh boy, I need to be careful not to accidentally close something else. There we go. Here we go. The first one, 930, is called Seagull Island. And let me just get there. Yeah, there we go. Everything's prepared. I should really add I should really add that to there actually. I'm speaking to myself. I'm sorry. Seagull Island? Yeah, it's probably an island full of seagulls, but instead of being normal seagulls, they act like humans. They have meetings, they have discussions, they have plans. Yeah, that's basically all I can think of. Listen, I might be a crazy son of a bitch, but sometimes the creativity is pretty lackluster up in the brain. So you just gotta live with. Speaking of creativity, how's that girl doing? I've been chatting with. I hadn't. Did she respond? She did before, but no, maybe she's busy. Oh well. Euclid. The rating is pretty decent. An island several kilometers south has been substituted as the original island for the purpose of regional documentation. Maps or works which record otherwise are to be confiscated and destroyed or modified to remove SB913's existence. Security stations have been established on blank nearby islands to observe passing vessels. Should any ship approach within 1.25 kilometers of SB930, it is to be intercepted and the crew detained, pending issue of class amnesty. Should SCP -1
Redacted.
flee from the SCP-930, SCP's Guardian is authorized to commence a long-range incendiary bombardment. I have to disable the. I hope I can. The voice smart notification is like whenever it's like, oh, you're on and off, because I really don't need that. Is that a thing I can do? So Windows minimize the system tray on closing. Keybinds, system keybind activation, sound alert. So I was doesn't look like it. It's just very annoying. Does it happen when I have it open then? No, but then there's of course a notification sound, which is better. Which I sadly cannot. Well, hold on. I say I cannot change it, but I can just maybe just mute it. Doesn't mean that the sound effects are gone, right? Or does it? Let's give it a shot. Gah. It is gone. That is. Gah. That's annoying. The fact that I always have to like make that no. SCP-930 is a tropical island, which is okay. Well, I'm not gonna read that. That's in the future. Located at 22 point blank south, 134 blank west, formerly known as blank by the local populace. SCP-930 is approximately 710 meter in diameter with a range of 680-760 meter. Although accurate shoreline measurements are impossible due to manifestation of SCP-930's primary effects. Refused retrieved during exploration attempts suggest that humans may have once lived on the island. Flora consists primarily of the Poaceae and Maliaceae families. However, aerial photography of SCP-930's canopy has revealed a number of introduced species also populate the island, specifically seagulls, most likely. Who knows? Several species of bird. Actually, now that I think about it, and now to check the audio thing. There we go. Several species of birds dubbed -1 inhabit SCP-930, although the islands located in the South Pacific carcasses of species native to North America and Australia have been found washed onto the shore after presumably expiring mid-flight. Fowl introduced to the island become instances of -1 if released for extended periods, usually 2 to 56 hours. Studies of social interaction between -1 and introduced bird species show that the exhibited behavior is primarily in species standard for the predation warning, although no fauna has been discovered on SCP-930 which preys on -1. Okay. Seafaring vessels such as boats on personal watercraft trigger an immediate response from -1 when approaching SCP-913's shore. -1 entities will take flight and circle the island. Attempts to deter -1 have no effects, including the use of gunfire and explosives. -1 will increase in number steadily, reaching peak concentration roughly 7 minutes after the phenomenon is triggered. Oh shit. I had 2 people tell me they got attacked by birds. One was on Twitter, and one was on Tinder. And I was like, and now I'm reading an SCP that's about bird attacking people. Should I be careful about birds now? Like, is there something happening with birds involved that I'm not being told yet? -1 activity usually covers between, well, blank point blank to blank point blank square kilometers. Ships that run aground or come to a complete stop at the shoreline will cause all active instances of -1 to become aggressive, targeting the vessel and driving exposed crew to cover. -1 shows hostility towards humans after they disembark, to the extent of inflicting non-lethal wounds. It appears that -1 will not initially kill humans. Extensive attacks usually result in intruders fleeing from the island. Only then will -1 cease its activities and return to a passive state. So are the seagulls, or actually it does say any type of bird, right? Several species of birds, yeah. So it doesn't matter if it's seagulls or not. I assume they're protecting something. There's no way that just because you land on the island, the birds are like, oh, well, we're here to fuck your shit up. No. There must be something on the island that the SCP is like, don't tell no one. We don't want them to find out about the secret treasure that's really deep within me. Maybe. That's just a hunch. That's just a hunch. It could be something else, who knows. Addendum 1 on blank XY7 successfully landed on SCP-930 and retrieved blank specimens of -1 for foundation study. Upon further investigation of SCP-930, EX-Y7 recovered samples from blank articles of clothing heavily degraded, blank discarded personal electronic devices heavily degraded, non-functional, document 1 degraded, blank human bodies all showed evidence of massive external trauma, blank cameras, blank non-functional, 1 functional. And then here we have a document. Okay, begin. Blank. My name is H blank, W blank, and I'm the last survivor of the USS Keat, out of a crew of 87. 2 weeks ago, 19 of us were marooned on this island. Our vessel has been hit by a mine west of the Ryukyu Islands. We drifted for days before the repairs become unmanageable, and we were forced to abandon ship. Most of us were lost after some storms separated our lifeboats, but 2 of them reached the island, mine included.
Redacted for irrelevance.
We thought that the local wildlife was just aggressive and territorial when we first got here, and you probably thought the same. There were a few things I noticed, though, that the others didn't seem to. Our rafts were destroyed by the rocks, not the birds. They did not kill a single one of us, and the injuries they did inflict were only on our arms and legs, not our necks or throats. I don't think anymore, but they were trying... Wait, I don't think... What do you mean you don't think anymore? I don't think anymore that they were trying to kill us or harm us. Oh, okay, from like the way the comma was phrased, of course if you read the whole sentence makes sense, but the way the comma was put, it just sounds like, I don't think anymore. Brain's empty. They were trying to protect us, to get us away from this hell. That would be interesting. We went missing slowly, 1 or 2 in the night. Sometimes we never found the body, sometimes they would be hanging from the trees. I remember Claire finding the first one. He wouldn't talk for days. He was scared out of his mind. Irving said he just got up and left one day, didn't come back. They all didn't come back. There's something here, worse than anything I've ever seen, by Davy Jones. Where's my... Shit, where did you put it? I need to clean my glasses. My glasses. Well, shit. It was always here. Oh yeah, duh. It is always here. It's always the thing I place it on. Okay, since everyone's left, there have been glimpses I've seen of it. Out in the bushes. I'm getting so tired now. I can't stay awake any longer. It's going to get me like it got everyone else. You have to get off this island. You have to escape. It's in the bushes. And wow. Okay. So the birds might, as he said, the birds might be protecting them from something.
But what? We will never find out.
So, yeah, damn. You know, Seagull Island, it sounds like something that would be in a Scooby-Doo episode, to be very honest with y'all. You gotta admit, it sounds like something from, let me test something.
You gotta admit, it's okay, I think the voice changes now.
You gotta admit, it does sound something from a Scooby-Doo episode. Here we go. Like from the 60s specifically, like the crew would go out on an island, and then they just see a bunch of seagulls suddenly like flying around. Although, like, I think episode 2 from Scooby-Doo did something similar, like with the Phantom. Like they drove out with the boat, but there weren't any seagulls trying to like warn them. A rice bowl. Man, these titles are getting harder and harder to like come up with like shenanigans in my head. You know how in certain Asian cultures you shouldn't if you have a bowl of rice left at the end and you eat it, that's disrespectful because that means you still are hungry. So you should not eat it, you should just leave it there. What if it's that? But yeah, it is that. So whenever you eat the rice bowl at the end of the meal, you die. The Asian wrath will hit you so hard, you just that's maybe not that, but the rice bowl. What else could it do? I don't want to make it like it's a rice bowl that just multiplies rice, because we already had a cake that multiplies. Although rice is a bit more, that's more complicated to get rid of. That's a lot of seeds to get rid of. Oh, what the hell? Wait, are they all formed in a haiku? What is it again? 575. That's a high rating. Its item number is SCP-931. Object class is safe. Yeah, it is. It's all in haiku. Heed these procedures to keep them items secure. Special containment. Keep at site 19 in a level 2 locker, but no extra guards. Free access to it is prohibited most. Need third tier clearance. Effects are triggered by some images of it. It's snowing on Mount Fuji. Despite ignorance, a description of SCP-931. Oh, they say 931. I mean, okay, I think everybody says it differently. Some say 931, some say 931, so it's up. I guess, wait, SCP-931. So that makes sense why it says 31, because otherwise it's not a haiku. Because it would be SCP-931, so it will be one missing. That's why they changed the third. I got the brains. It's a rice bowl, white with a blue band and a crackled blue pattern all inside the bowl. 3 inches in height, 4.5 inches across. Metric doesn't fit. No maker's marks found. Suspected to have been made late 1900s. Dude, props to the person making literally like, well, it almost seems like 20 haikus to explain an SCP. That's pretty. Respect, bro. Respect. Um, when viewed or handled, the item causes people to write in haiku. There you go. Not the classic sense. Themes of nature are needed. Just 575. Yep. Speech remains unchanged, but trying to write or type ends up as a haiku. Exposure effects wear off within a few hours. Varies by subject. Anything written about it, about it, also haiku. Is that correctly? Even if absent. If written by one ignorant of its effect, they're still affected. Its effect appears to be mimetic in source, though not yet proven. Evidence for this, those exposed who know haiku write proper haiku. Most people exposed who don't know these requirements just know the structure. More information is in audio form. Is in audio format. Yeah, is in audio format. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. It looks weird when it's like not long, right? Same with like when it's like too long. Who don't know these requirements? They've tried transcribing until voices recognition. Result looked all wrong. Addendum for 931. So here now I see addendum for 931. This anomaly was used to cross tests. Considered useful to further contain hazard to keep the world safe. Deal of cross test this with 2673 locked up in haiku. That honestly, gotta give this guy props who made a rice bowl. That is insanely clever. That is insanely clever. Must have taken forever to write because I assume like he had to like double check a lot of the syllables and be like, that's not breaking up correctly. I'm gonna check because we are in the range. We are now within the numbers where the person that I was talking to, their SCPs should show up in this batch. I believe it's 935 if I'm not mistaken, but I'm just gonna double check again. I'm seeing a lot of booty on my Twitter likings. I completely forgot. There it is. Yep, 935 Ancient Playing Cards is written by the person who has made the efficient washbin in Dixie Funland. And then 941, which we'll read tomorrow, is going to be the next one. Alright. So what do we have here? 933 duct tape. You know how like we always say like duct tape fixes everything? This one actually does, but like it's like, but as in like it would, if there's like a crack and you put duct tape over it, the duct tape disappears and it will meld everything together. But it's dangerous because if you stick it between a human and another human, they will meld together. They're like, if you put like, oh yeah, if you like for example use duct tape to chain up the hands together, like so they cannot move, cuff them, then the hands will just melt into each other. That's my ideal of this SCP. I might be wrong. Euclid. I think all of them were Euclid, right? Was Rice Bowl was Euclid, right? Oh no, it's safe. Never mind. I mean, I guess yeah, because you have to actually like. Okay, here we go now. Dash 1 through 6, no 8, are to be kept in a 15 x 15 meter room with observational windows furnished with a speaker and a bed with straps. During an observation, experimentation, or interaction session, crossed out, the speaker is to play a ton of 510 Hz at 100 decibel rated as loud to enable visibility of SCP. Night feeder. I accidentally read. Okay, the duct tape thing, I still stick to what I said, but night feeder, I assume at night time it just eats something. Maybe it eats the darkness. But it seems like it has to do with something with speaking as well. To enable visibility of SCP-932, noise-cancelling headphones are available to participating staff on request to facilitate communication. Once every 3 days, a D-Class personnel is to sleep in the bed in SCP-932's chamber for feeding purposes. The speakers need to be turned on for this purpose. The feeding process is never fatal, however. The straps can be utilized in case of resistance on part of the D-Class. Said personnel can be returned to normal duties afterwards. Wild instances of SCP-932 will be tracked down and captured alive by MTF Iota 4 Dream Hunters. So there are multiple of these things. I mean, yeah, the -1 till 8. So there are at least 8 of these things that they know of. Following incident following incident 2, containment breach protocols have been set. The 510 Hz tone is to be played throughout the site if a breach occurs, and all air vents or possible escape routes are to be sealed. All on-site personnel are advised to keep as calm as possible. That is very hard to say or do within the SB Foundation, in my opinion. I mean, the amount of things that could easily kill a person. We now know that the sites are not all in the same place. I assume. I guess a lot of the American sites are like close by, but I highly doubt they're all in the same place, because some SCPs would definitely go nuts if they met another one. So, but still, like, even if you have like your own like site, and you have to like that's all you have to take care of. Saying like keep calm, don't panic is difficult. The following changes are also being made to SCP-913's containment. The speakers will be affixed to the wall and play the aforementioned tone at all times, and that a different D-Class personnel be used for each feeding session. That's gonna raise your electricity bill, my friend. If you're gonna play music the whole time, or a tone, who knows? SCP-932. I don't even know why it's the 913. Where did that come from? Our creatures are able to adjust the refractive indices of their bodies in order to appear invisible. This ability seems to be disrupted when SCP-932 is exposed to sound. A loud 100 decibel tone of 510 Hz neutralizes it completely. When visible, SCP-932 resembles pale and featureless children. The height varies from 1.2 to 1.6 meters and weigh approximately 30 to 40 kilograms. Wow, they're light. I can lift one of these children. In large numbers, SCP-932 have been able to pin down and fully immobilize an adult human. Okay, well, maybe I don't want to lift that thing then. Just Lion King wires, and then suddenly the tone stops and they just turn around. I'm like, oh shit. maybe I don't want to do that. Just maybe. Something tells me that it might not be the wisest choice. Let me just prepare something over here real quick. Stop. There we go. And back to here. Alright. SCP-932 hunts by silently following an individual to his or her dwelling in groups of no more than 8 individuals. If necessary, SCP-932 will lie in wait near or under the victim's bed for several hours until she falls asleep and in a state of rapid eye movement, REM sleep. There's a monster under my bed, and for some reason the monster looks like a child. I don't know if I think that would be even creepier. Like as a kid, you expect like a monster like this unknown entity, like a demon or like something with like sharp teeth and big claws or something like that's like slimy or something like it's just like it's like really twisted in body proportions. But I feel like if I could go back to being a child but have the mind of what I have now, which would not be a good idea, but let's just say that, and I would be afraid of monsters under my bed, I think I would be actually kind of scared of another child that just waits underneath them and just like, hey. I'd be like, why are you here? You're not one of my friends. Why are you underneath my bed? Because like a clown and all that stuff, that's like expected, right? That's like the expected kind of monster. It's still scary as fuck. But when there's like another child underneath the bed, you'd be like, what the fuck? That would take you so. That would surprise you so much. I'll be baffled. When the victim enters this state, the pack of SCP-932 will pin the victim down, secreting an unknown pheromone that causes the victim to wake before the REM cycle is complete. There's a footnote. These effects are itchy chin. These effects are highly similar to other anomalies which prey on victims during REM cycles or cause paralysis during sleep, such as SCP-966 or SCP-3060 and SCP-122, and I remember SCP-122 maybe. I mean, there's another one. There's the fucking sleep gorillas that like feast on your sweat when you enter REM sleep. But 122, no more monsters. It's a children's nightlight shaped like a star, which generates a group of shadowy humanoids. Then they try to make every living human a growing rate of effect sleep indifferently and give them strange dreams. SCP-122 was recovered from the children. Yeah. I remember this one. This is kind of that is fucked. Imagine like the thing you feel safe. You're like you have a nightlight because that makes you feel safe, makes you feel powerful. You're like, yes, I'm a child, but I'm scared of the dark. But a nightlight, yeah, helps out. But next thing you know, that nightlight that makes you feel so safe creates this shadowy humanoid figure just and you're still like, guess I'll die. So in most cases, the victim will be conscious but immobile, leading to a general feeling of panic. Initially, it was thought that SCP-932 fed on hormones produced by the panicking victim, but experiment 4 towel tests seem to prove otherwise. Toweling? You wanna get high? SCP-932, for all intents and purposes, feeds on fear. It's unknown how this mechanism works or how it detects REM sleep in its victims. SCP-932 is generally docile and does not actively attack researchers. However, if its feeding schedule is disrupted for more than 21 days, it will seem to be more aggressive and alert to its surroundings, and on occasion has tried to subdue researchers entering its containment chamber despite the researcher being completely awakened at the time. Edit. It appears that SCP-932 prefers variation in style, as they seem to be more placid at the beginning of the month, when new D-Class personnel is introduced, than at the end, suggesting 5 D-Class to be assigned to a team and taking turns in the feeding session. Researcher Min. Permission under consideration given light of your recent budget scandal. Director Facial. I hope that's not how you pronounce your name. I can also say Faisal. Director Faisal, maybe that would make you, and so Facial. Permission granted following events of Incident 2. Director Faisal. Okay, here we go. We have here Incident Report 2. The 29/6/1998. Side 9, Biological Division, South Wing, 3-2. Is that time? Okay, 14 o'clock. Researcher Assistant Bayantara prepares to enter containment chamber for weekly vacuuming. He appears to have mumbled under his breath. Body language shows apprehension. Records show that Bayantara was a new hire and had little experience with SCPs. Why would you let somebody who has little experience go into this alone? I don't know. 510 Hz tone plays. Bayantara is given the all clear. SCP-932 become visible. Bayantara turns on vacuum cleaner and enters containment chamber. -1 through 6 immediately turn to face him and slowly move towards his direction. He appears stalled by this reaction, quickly waving the vacuum cleaner around him in an attempt to keep SCP-932 at bay. -3 tackles Bayantara legs from behind, causing him to collapse. The other SCP-932 individuals leap on him and keep him down on the floor, apparently initiating a feeding event. Bayantara is visibly struggling under the combined weight of SCP-932, accidentally disconnected the speaker plug with his kicking feet. SCP-932 are now invisible. Oh well, fuck. Site security alerted and observational cameras are switched to IR mode. The members of SCP-932 are still feeding. Site security arrive but are told not to enter the containment chamber until the feed from the IR camera is loaded under the HUDs. Research Assistant Bayantara sees movement. IR feed shows a pack of SCP-932 lose interest and leave his body. 5 members of site security enter chamber, disable active member of SCP-932. A preliminary survey revealed that Dash 6 was unaccounted for. Ah, shit. Shit. Bantara recovered from containment chamber. Pulse is weak and rapid, and his eyes are wide open and rapidly moving. On closer inspection, his pupils appeared dilated despite the bright condition of the chamber. Site lockdown initiated. All personnel advised to remain calm. Site security is dispatched for retrieval. This all happened in 6 minutes, by the way. I assume, at least. The 510 Hz tone is played on the side speaker. Visibility of Dash 1 through Dash 5 confirmed. Multiple motion sensors activated in South Wing air ducts. Camera feed shows as Dash 6 exiting from air duct in corridor 3A of the South Wing. Security team prepares for retrieval. Camera feed shows another SCP-932 exiting from an air duct in corridor 3D of the South Wing. Director Faisal expresses the possibility of SCP-932 reproduction. The 510 Hz tone is played for the air ducts via speaker in the biology office to aid retrieval procedures. Camera feed shows another SCP-932 exiting from an air duct in corridor 4P of the South Wing. Additional security teams dispatched to contain both new instances. Containment of 3 individuals achieved. Sensors report no more movement in air ducts, and 2 new individuals are labeled Dash 7 and Dash 8 and are contained along with Dash 1 through 6. Note: Research Assistant Biantara is in a comatose state and displays no change in behavior. Further observation is required. After 47 days, no life support, Biantara appeared to mouth something and his eyes ceased movement. He died of cardiac arrest shortly after. I think he said something like, "too scared to move." Shit. Wow, that was hectic. That is exactly what children are worried about when they think of monsters underneath their bed. Is that something will just pin them down and just feed on them, and next thing you know, they die. So now we have duct tape. I'm still holding on to what I believed in before. What was 9 months? It was 9-3. Okay, 9. Why the fuck didn't? Oh, what happened? Something happened that didn't allow me to go back. Okay, 932 and 933 are in the similar rating, because literally this is like 1 rating lower. Euclid. Dash 2 and all affected subjects must be stored in a modified standard artifact containment unit that contains no electronic components. All personnel guarding SCP 933-2 and affected subjects must be equipped with standard assault rifles, a high caliber sidearm, class 3 magnesium flares with an active duration of no less than 20 minutes, and protective goggles. In the event of Dash 2 or any affected subjects escaping, all personnel to activate their flares first and don the protective goggles second. Maximum force is authorized to restore containment. Dash 1 is to be guarded in a manner identical to Dash 2 and the affected subjects. Dash 2 and the affected subjects have shown that they will always make their way directly to Dash 1. How to determine this path is unknown. Dash 1 appears to be innocuous roll of duct tape. Attempts to unroll it by non-affected personnel have proved ineffective. Oh god, can you imagine? You have duct tape that... You know how sometimes you have tape and you just... My technique is that I use my fingernail and I roll it along the tape so I can feel the part where the tape got caught, right? Sometimes it takes a bit longer though. Sometimes you just do like a whole two turns around it and you're like, okay, I don't feel anything. Then you turn it around and do the opposite and you're like, okay, weird. And you do it one more time and then there it is, I found it. But now imagine, in the moment you do find it and you try to like just take a little strip, you just fuck. So I imagine that must be annoying. Especially with duct tape. Everybody loves duct tape, or at least loves using it because it's reliable. Dash 2 appears to be a man in a cloak who has absolutely no facial features. Did he duct tape his face off? All affected subjects be in the same condition, but the rest of their bodies appeared as they did before the incident. Okay, I highly doubt everybody taped their face and then just took it off. Something must have happened. While all affected subjects have identical behavior to -2, none of them possess its formidable strength or resilience. Affected subjects have been terminated with no more force than it would take to kill an ordinary person. During Incident 4, -2 sustained 57 bullet wounds before collapsing, which it healed from over the following 238 days. Okay, so you can immobilize it, incapacitate it, but probably not kill it. Because that's a lot of bullet wounds for a person to have while they will just slowly but surely heal it back. While in possession of -1, -2 will attempt to pin anyone it can perceive, going after the closest target first. Once -2 has pinned a subject, it will unroll -1 and place it over the... Wait, let me read that again. While in possession of -1, -2 will attempt to pin anyone it can perceive... Okay. He's like... Macherie. It will unroll -1 and place it over the subject's eyes, ears, nose, or mouth with no preference. It will then remove -1 completely, removing that facial feature. So, okay, I wasn't wrong with they all getting the face ripped out by having the tape over it. I just didn't think that this guy, the -2, was just like, just going all Riddler, like, you know what I mean? Like, just, yeah. Completely removing that facial features. Autopsies have shown that the amount of damage is considerable, with the affected feature being completely filled in with flesh and bone. -2 will continue to do this until it's stopped or all facial features are removed, at which point the subject is to be treated the same as the other affected subjects. How? So wait, hold on. Eyes, ear, nose, and mouth. Yeah, everything. Just everything's gone. Subject afflicted by -1 will experience a strong compulsion to acquire -1. This compulsion is augmented by an unexplained mechanism allowing them to locate -1 at long distances. Great. Duct tape zombies. For reasons unknown, -2 has shown that it is unable to perceive living things that are within 1 meter of a 100 lumen light source. This range increases with the brightness of the light source. -2 has demonstrated that it can cause electronics to fail merely by being around them. This ranges from electronic lights losing power to electronic locks failing in the unlocked position. The extent of this ability is not known. This is a horror movie villain, and I'm gonna jot this guy down for the SCP. This might even, you know what? This might even be my fucking number 6 script. Who knows? Let me just bum. There he is, duct tape. Unsure, maybe. I'm definitely having Needy Mirror be my 5th script, but I need one for my last one. Yes. There we go. Yep. Okay. Because this seems like almost like a villain, like a horror movie villain, but it's like the most weirdest thing they can do to you. It's not like Freddy, who wants you to fall asleep so he can kill you in your sleep. It's not like, I'm trying to think of any other slasher that has a weird gimmick. Well, there's of course there's Candyman. You have to say his name 3 times. Chucky, but he doesn't have a gimmick. He just kills people. It's not like he transforms people into dolls. The Ring Girl, she makes a whole, like, everyone go like when they die. So Sadako, of course. Yeah. But imagine, yeah, this guy, he doesn't kill you. He just takes your face off. -2 has never directly harmed any personnel, preferring to destroy their weapons and then make use of -1. Addendum: partial victims must never come into contact with -1 and are to be transferred to any other facility immediately. All partial victims that have remained at the facility have become obsessed with the idea that if they could handle -1, they could get their facial features back. In all cases, the subject merely finished removing all of the facial features. It would be nice for them, wouldn't it? The transcript of the post-incident to interview of Agent Blank. Okay. Dr. Blank enters the room to interview Agent Blank. How are you feeling? Who's that? It's me, Blank. Oh, it's good to hear you again, I guess. How do you think I feel? I've lost my goddamn eyes. Oh, so, okay, I was about to be like, has he only his eyes? Okay. I lost my goddamn eyes. I'm gonna be stuck guarding. Wait, 6, 8, 9 or some shit like that. That's not the one I'm thinking of, is it? Uh, 6, 8, 9. Oh, it is Hunt in the Dark. Okay. Yeah. Because it's the only one. Well, you could guard 6, 8, 9 or 1, 7, 3. You know, nobody's gonna. What they gonna do when you don't have eyes? or 9, 6. I'm just saying you can't see him. I'm sorry, but you know how things work around here. Yeah, as long as we're useful, we do useful things. But it's worse than just that. Worse than losing all the time I put into sharpshooting. What really drives me nuts is that no one talks to me anymore. I'm talking to you. I'm talking to you. You have to. You're the one writing the report. It's like as soon as I lost my eyes, I stopped being a person. I'm serious. The only reason I haven't come to see you until now is because of all of these damn paperwork. We still go to Blank every other Friday. You just have to wear sunglasses. Sure we will. A long pause follows. Doc, I've been thinking about the tape. It was the thing that took my eyes. It's just that I have them, right? Maybe if I could just get my hands on it, I could get them back. No one else has been able to use it. But I'll make some calls and see what I can do. Thanks. Thanks. Well, I guess it never happened. I feel bad for that agent. I just want my eyes back, Doc. All these hours of training, but now I'm also just being ignored. Do you understand how shitty that is, Doc? Inland lighthouse. So usually a lighthouse is at the shore, but this one is inland. We had a lighthouse before that showed like the spirit or the ghost or the past events of crashes, because it purposely lures ships into getting crashed, and then there will be like the spirit of them popping up, and you can enter the spirit boat and then become part of it. But with this one, yeah, it's inland, so it's not by the coast. And I don't want to make it the same SCP as we had before. I don't think it's going to make you crash into it and you become a spirit. I think it's just going to something that like the environment itself feels like the ocean. Like it's solid ground, but the moment like the lighthouse shines light, suddenly it feels like the ocean. There's like waves and and wind, and there's fucking spiky rocks, something like that. Now Euclid, Euclid containment area 934-1 has been established in a 5-kilometer radius around SB934 under the cover of supposed chemical contamination. Armed undercover guards must be on station around the perimeter at all times, and any civilians attempting to enter the area or gain access to SCP-934 must be detained and questioned. SCP-934 is a lighthouse near
It expunged.
on the valley property in the estate of the late Dr. Blank. Dr. Blank, a renowned scientist, had the functioning lighthouse built on its property of the great expense despite the inland location nearly 65 kilometers from any body of water, citing a need for his grand experiment. Which is my Mac is having some issues keeping up apparently. SB934 was discovered following routine investigation on this. So let me check something. Nope, it looks like we. performance is all good. Stream quality, all good. Yeah. Just my Twitch. It was discovered following a routine investigation of Dr. Blank's property by Foundation agents, following his disappearance on or about blank blank 19 blank. Due to his former involvement with,
expunged.
the area was locked down and current containment procedures established following incident 0, which resulted in the loss of the entire investigation team. Every 7 days, the area surrounding SB934 becomes shrouded in a dense fog that obscures all view of SB934 and the surrounding estate within a radius of 2 kilometers, hereby known as the Red Zone. During this time, SB934 becomes active and emits a strong beam of light consistent with a normal lighthouse of similar design. This fog... Wait, hold on. Okay, gotcha. This fog appears to have anomalous properties, causing all electronics within to behave erratically or malfunction and blocking radio signals. Furthermore, no personnel who have entered the red zone during a period of fog have ever been seen or heard from again. The fog period of SB934 persists for approximately 24 hours before the fog dissipates and the lighthouse ceases function. Incident 0, initial exploration log. Following the disappearance of Dr. Blank, a 5-man Foundation team was dispatched to investigate this estate and property and secure any possible
expunged.
excerpts from the transcript of radio traffic follows. Okay, so these are all minutes. Yeah, I assume. Like 0645. I assume that's the hour and minute. This is lit. We have arrived on site. No sign of anyone in this area. Copy. You are clear to proceed with the mission. Sound of door opening. Command. We have entered the manor. The area is clean, like it has been dusted within the last day. Lead, that is not possible. The manor has been under observation for a month, and there have been no signs of anyone entering or exiting the... Command! Someone just turned on the lights! That's impossible. There's no power being fed to the house. Team 1, you are weapons free. I repeat, you are weapons free at this time. Roger, command. We are weapons free. Sounds of weapon being loaded and ready. I assume 8 minutes later. Command. Lead. Lead. There appears to be hot food set out in the dining room. I count 10 plates. Places set. The fireplace is lit as well. We have not seen anyone in the manor or surrounding area. And now we 8 minutes later. No, we're not. We're 18 minutes later. Commander Team 1, we are boarding your mission at this time. Exit the point B. Backup will be arriving in 1 hour. Copy, command. Wait, there appears to be some kind of rolling in. Say again, lead. Appears to be some kind of fog. Command. Lead, you're breaking up. It's on, I repeat. Team 1, get clear of the house. Do you read me? T1, do you read me? Team 1. End of transcript, contact lost. Approximately 24 hours after contact was lost with Team 1, the fog dissipated and a second team was dispatched. Team 2 found the manor in the lighthouse completely abandoned in a state of extreme disrepair. Inconsistent with the reports of Team 1, a thorough search of the manor turned up the clothing and equipment of the Team 1 members, folded neatly and stacked in the center of an empty second-floor room. The batteries of all the electronic equipment has been completely drained, and recording media and memory cards were empty. That's a shame. Team 2 search of the lighthouse turned up only broken lighthouse equipment and empty rooms, although Team 2 members reported being able to hear faint buzzing or static that persisted for several days after leaving the area. Ooh, it's a ghost lighthouse. You come here, you will never come back. You can check in, but you'll never check out. Oh my god. Hey, do the thing. These are some good SCPs. I'm really enjoying them so far. We reached the halfway point, and we now reached the ancient playing cards. The one I have they written down the name? Fuck. Try to reset itself. Now I'm not looking at the thing anymore. these are all good. Okay, ancient playing cards. So you will. It's an ancient playing card, so that I will assume they have similar rules as poker, or maybe it's like some ancient card gambling game that I heard of or haven't heard of. But whenever you start playing it, you lose. You actually physically lose something. But then like the gambling addiction increases, so you bet your own fucking heart, and then you lose, and the heart just vanishes. Oh hey, they actually kind of look like poker cards. Okay. Ooh, we have an instant log. Another Euclid. Alright. SB935 is kept with a standard containment chamber located inside 19. It is to be monitored at all times. And speaking of I should probably drink something. I have my mango lassi here, so I probably will take that. You know what? It's gonna take me a bit to get that mango lassi out, so let me just real quick. Smells like popcorn. Oh yeah. Alright. I'm back with some mango lassi in a bowl. Oh yeah. Oh, tastes good as always. Okay, SB935 is kept within it is to be it is to be monitored at all times, and in the event of a demanifestation against agents, how to begin monitoring all subjects known to carry genetic marker BO1A. Genetic testing is to be done in all personnel applying for positions in the Foundation, and those who test positive for genetic marker BO1A are to be placed under supervision by Foundation agents. If SCP-935 dematerializes, agents are instructed first to begin surveillance of all subjects carrying genetic marker BO1A. Agents will be briefed on how to identify those individuals prior to being assigned to SCP-935's containment. When SCP-935 reappears, it is to be retrieved and returned to containment with containment procedures being updated. Description: SCP-935 is a box of playing cards appearing to date from pre-1700 Germany, specifically Brandenburg. No, okay. All cards composing SCP-935 are well worn but in playable condition. On the box, the words "Notice that I have faith in your life and not in your death" have been written. I wonder if it's written in German. Merkt ihr das? Ich glaube an dein Leben, aber nicht in deinen Tod. I believe that would be like the direct translation. Ich habe Glaube an dein Leben, aber nicht an deinen Tod. If any card is displaced 3 meters or more from the box, the entire set will instantly be teleported into SCP-935. From the box, okay. Analysis produces no evidence of vapor or residue, or in high-speed camera footage of the cards vanishing has been inconclusive. If the cards themselves are damaged or altered in any way, they will remain in the same condition until a relocation event, after which they will be restored to their original condition. In addition, any damage to SCP-935 itself will be regenerated over time. For example, tearing open SCP-935's lid resulted in the fibrous tissue of the paper becoming animated and reached out to the torn area, pulling each edge closer and intertwining, eventually reconstituting the damaged area 3 minutes and 43 seconds after the test initiated. Ooh, fascinating. When a test carrying genetic marker Bo 1A reaches the age of 41, SCP-935 will teleport itself into their possession. Attempting to take it from the subject in the first 78 hours following its manifestation will result in its immediate return to the subject. All subjects who have possessed SCP-935 have gone missing within 78 hours of coming into possession of it, with one exception. During its time in containment, approximately 6 subjects have been lost after coming in possession of SCP-935, and it is estimated that an additional 67 subjects were lost prior to initial containment. That is a lot of people. That's a lot of people just gone. Just vanished. Disappeared. After appearing within the subject's possession, a card within SCP-935 will have detailed instructions on a specific card game to be played by the subject. These are always listed with the caveat that cheating will result in their demise. Oh well, tell it to my mom. Whenever we play a game, she always wants to change the rules to benefit herself. She doesn't do it, but she always wants to, and I'm always here like, no, you don't. You don't do that. The rules are the rules. So, I guess SCP-935 would like me because I wouldn't cheat. But at the same time, I wonder if this thing would recognize not knowing something as cheating. But I guess not. However, research into SCP-935 affected subjects show that they have all died within 78 hours of obtaining it, whether or not they completed the task. SCP-935 appears to make moves on its own, with cards being teleported into the position as the game is played. So here we have some games that happened. In 4th of May, 1645, a letter from a wealthy Italian trader to his wife describes SCP-935 in great detail. And now we jump to the future, 200 years in the future. 23rd December, 1889. Joan Rawl is reported missing in Boston shortly after completing a card game with SCP-935. First confirmed report of SCP-935 in North America. However, SCP-935 is not recovered at the scene. 1 year later, on the 19th of June, Joan Rawl Jr. commits suicide with SCP-935 in his presence. SCP-935 is later noted to have disappeared from police possession. 5 years later. Eliza Duke and Jacob Rawl vanished after leaving home in a stagecoach. SCP-935 not recovered. Now we are in the 3rd December 1924. SCP-935 is photographed at the murder scene of McDougall's Little Bigsy Bow 3rd. 4th of June 1953, Susanna Carlito goes missing from her home, and SCP-935 is recovered from the interior set up for the Solitaire Foundation agents to discover and retrieve SCP-935. Susanna Carlito is a direct descendant on McDougall's Bow. 3rd of February 1956, Foundation Colonel Adrian Bow is killed in a high-speed collision north of San Francisco. His son, Lieutenant Stan Bow, a research scientist stationed with Inside 19, retrieves SCP-935 from the crash site and begins studying it. Anomalous properties confirmed shortly afterwards. Is that what the whole bow thing up here was? the genetic marker bow, that thing, because it looks like, okay. 8th January 1962, following the death of Emory Bow, the Bow Commission is formed to investigate all possible carriers of genetic marker Bow. 9-1, General Bow is placed in command of Commission. What does it say here? For more information regarding General Bow, see personal dossier. Well, where does this lead? Ooh, that's a... okay. I didn't know that there was a thing like this. Where's Veritas? Why is he not here? I guess it must be like a certain limit of people here. Because I don't see Veritas at all. I guess these are just like the most important ones. What about who else is a doctor in 914? Of course we have Callaway, but Callaway I believe is Reese. No, doesn't matter. Let's just go back. 10th December 1962, M. died after being pulled out to sea by a riptide while vacationing in Malibu, California. Her body washed up onto shore in Port Angeles, Washington 14 months later. SB-935 found within her stomach contents. SM had not previously been listed as an SCP-935 candidate by the Bow Commission. Containment procedures are currently being revised, and ancestral research being done to determine the connection of M. had to the Bow family. 30th August 1964, Bow Commission completes the genetic mapping of all subjects who could potentially be affected by SB-935. The total list contains approximately 6 subjects, all of which are between the ages of 29 and 40. General Bow is determined to be the most likely candidate for the next SCP-935 event and relieved of command. On the 9th of July 1970, General Stan Bow is killed. Yeah, there he goes. Doing a containment breach within Site 19. An analysis following the breach determines that General Bow has instructed personnel formally under his command to deliberately instigate a containment breach of SB blank in order to destroy SB-935 and prevent his death. During the course of the breach, 6 additional anomalies had also breached, and several damaged SCP-935's containment area. Following containment operations, the deceased Stan Bow was found in a bunker filled with cards identical to those found in SCP-935 with the word cheat, checked, and thief written on each one. Death is determined to be a result of playing cards severing the brainstem. Wait, result of a playing card severing the brain. Ooh, fucking. SCP-935 not recontained following the incident. Document recovered from the quarters of Stan Bow following the July 9th incident. If you're reading this, it's probably all over. I'm dead, since I'm cheating the damned cards, or whatever they are have won. Or whatever they are have won, okay. And it's moved on to whoever else is once dead. It's petty. That's all those things have ever been. Through all the work in the commission, research and following up on every second cousin 3 times removed, it never added up to anything more than that. It's not supposed to let us cheat. That's why we get both options. If we go honest, it's supposed to let us go. That's how the old time artifacts like that are supposed to go anyways. But this one, it's tied to something else. Some other family, somewhere in the world, that someone stole this damn thing from. It has to be played with them, or given them to them at the end or something. Or we can't find them. It's pointless. When it's taking people, they're good as dead. It probably thinks we're being rewarded or something for being good, honest folks will play by the rules. It has faith in us. I don't want any part of that. I do have a plan, which won't work for more than a couple minutes. A little petty, yeah, but who can play this game? Maybe they will finally learn to leave us all alone. Well, leave us alone. Find someone else to pick on. I don't think it does. Addendum. On the 7th, 19th, 2000, Fred Bow was determined to be the final subject carrying genetic marker Bow 1A. During the SB935 manifestation event, Bow won against SB935 in a game of war. Notably, following this event, all figures depicted on SB935's card were altered to resemble subject who had disappeared after being affected by SB935. In addition, the text found on SB935 was altered. Fred Bow was not affected following the conclusion of the game. Thank you for ending the game and congratulations on peace. We are all very happy and proud of you, Fred. Mommy and Daddy and all the brothers and sisters clap for your victory. You were able to win without even needing to be fraudulent or to bend all the rules in winning. We are happy for you to be free and all times are over. Your reward is not to be rewarded. This is a happy end. SB935 has retained its regenerative properties and such containment procedures for a safe reclassification are ongoing. Whew. Can you imagine a playing card from the fucking 1600s? Well, the 1700s. Just is trying to kill all of your family. It's the fucking deal of the of the SCP. It's like, oh, I've been introduced to your family now. I'm gonna fuck it up. Shit's petty as fuck. I love it. You cannot escape me. Play me like one of your Italian girls. Well, actually German girls, I guess, in this case. Crazy. Crazy. Okay, the next one is called Fruit of Man. Like the fruit of our labor, or Fruit of Man. I mean, it could also just be a fruit made out of man. Like some tree just takes you and just decides to like, what if you were fruit shaped? And the man's like, what? Apple made out of human flesh. I don't know. No, Euclid. Specimens of SB936 are to be kept on the grounds of Bio-Research Site 104, enclosed by the fence to prevent unauthorized access and watered daily. Approximately once a month, the presentation is to be screened for any -1 by 2 D-class personnel of adequate physical ability, and -1 are to be harvested according to site plan. Harvested -2 are to be incinerated, crossed out, if unused can be fed to contain carnivores upon removal of seeds which are to be incinerated. I have a feeling that maybe I was right. Following incident 1, these class personnel performing the screening are to be screened thoroughly for infectious diseases and are to use sterile gloves and facial filters to prevent contamination. Uncontained SCP-936 instances are to be dug out and any -1 and -2 incinerated. For purposes of containment, the Foundation is to ensure SB936 is declared an invasive species by local governments, as censored descriptions to be made public for this purpose. Alright, yeah, okay, sure. If that's what it takes to calm them down and not, snoop around. SB936 is a species of deciduous, self-pollinating trees resembling Ficus sylvatica, inhabiting the region of northern and eastern Europe, most notably clustering around blank Ukraine. Okay, well, I need to know what the fuck Ficus sylvatica is, because it doesn't say it. The European beach. Call a tree a beach. Okay, Ukraine. Yeah, I already read that. SB936 is capable of forming colonial colonies. The old
Get expunged.
It has been shown that the roots of SB936 are host to nitrogen-fixing bacteria, similar to the legumes as during most of its life cycle. The plant doesn't display any anomalous property. Checking for unusual soil nitration levels shows promise as an identification method. SB963 is monoecious and during flowering, and specimens can be recognized by an unusually high male to female flower ratio. There are only several dozen female flowers usually growing directly on older wood. Out of those, an average less than 6 continue development, and it is rare for more than a single fruit to reach maturity. The resulting fruit classified -1 is covered in a green cupule and rapidly grows towards its ripe mass of ap. 85 kilograms, of approximately 85 kilograms. Okay, now I get it. SB936 foliage grows densely in order to cover for the energetic expenditure. Dissection has revealed that inside of -1 contains a length of stem wrapping around a structure closely resembling a human body, designated -2. Tissue samples obtained from -1 psychologically resemble human tissues, possessing functionality in most aspects. With the exception of blank, blank, and blank bar, which contain a mass of brown black seeds approximately 3 centimeters in diameter, and here it says, notably, the circulatory system appears full functional, and fMRI shows cerebral activity resembling that of an individual submerging in a sensory deprivation tank. Ooh. As -1 reaches maturity, the stem thickens considerably and the cupule wilts, eventually breaking and causing -2 to descend. Hanging from the stem, which is in most cases wraps around its cervical region. Cervical? The appearance of -2 produced by a single SB936 varies in size, visual appearance, and apparent gender with no discernible pattern. The seeds within -2 have a thick skin and take approximately 16 months to germinate. However, if exposed to an acidic environment, pH smaller than 2, germination occurs within blank week. Oh my god, pH. I remember when my geography teacher tried to teach us that. I have no idea how that works again. It's been forever since I studied that. Recovery log. SB936 was first discovered near blank Finland after reports of an unusually high reported suicide rate. Intelligence agent blanks reports have revealed that this is due to the statistics, including a number of nude hanging victims being periodically discovered on trees in a nearby blank forest. In the local cemetery, the identity being impossible to determine. Suspecting a cognitive hazard, a perimeter was established around said yard under the premise of widespread bark beetle infection, and the site was placed under observation. During observation period, a new corpse was discovered as a spy security footage showing no validation of perimeter within assumed time of death. It literally just grows humans, just corpse humans on the tree. Autopsy revealed anomalies inconsistent with human anatomy, notably seeds located in
Redacted.
Agent F. Blank noted that all victims have been found hanging from a single species of tree, and a thorough examination has resulted in the procurement several samples of several samples unripe -1, leading to SB936 classification. MTF-8 spear hunters performed removal of all instances of SB936 within a surrounding area of 45 kilometers squared, obtaining seeds contained at Bioresearch Site 104. Addendum 1. Experiment log SB936. Subject D532, 25-year-old male, 100 centimeters square of skin taken from -2. Skin graft implemented successfully. Skin shows high mechanical resistance, possibly due to interstitial cellulose fibers. However, incision takes longer to heal and poor resistance to UV light. D821, 25-year-old male, muscular tissue taken from biceps of -2. Muscle graft implanted successfully. Muscular tissue appears to have behaved ordinarily and has a similar strength-volume ratio. Despite D821 being restrained for several days due to operation, implanted muscle showed no traces of atrophy. Subject D821 diet switched to protein deficient. Measurements of rate of muscle loss showed this to be lower by a factor of blank. D231, 30-year-old male, kidneys taken from -2, graft implanted successfully, kidneys shown to have remarkable liquid economy, subject expired due to renal failure after 7 weeks. D512, 23-year-old female, digestive system taken from -2, graft implanted successfully. D512 instead of via regular digestion appears to absorb products of bacterial decay. Intestinal microflora changed substantially. D512 appears emaciated. D512 urine abnormal. Further testing shows intestinal flora moves. Is that supposed to be circa or I don't know? Percent of urea from her bloodstream and reprocesses it. I suspect the new intestinal tract isn't long enough for this mode of digestion. Dr. Blank. D721, 24-year-old female.
Redacted.
Graft implanted successfully. D721 appears to produce a steady supply of seeds. D723, 31-year-old female, subject impregnated with sperm harvested from -1 pregnancy, initially appears to progress normally. However, after weeks, ultrasound reading
Get expunged.
1. Fetus artificially aborted. I'm pretty sure it meant to be fetus. Maybe not. This might explain why.
Get expunged.
German, researcher Eisenberg. Addendum 2, Incident 1. On blank blank 19 blank, one of the D-class personnel tasked with -1 harvest, later shown suffering from a rhinovirus infection, transmitted the virus onto at least one -1. The infection spread through as of yet unknown means, causing a crop failure, SCP-936, heavily delaying research progress. Removal of infected dead -1 successfully in halting infection progress. Okay. We're the last 3 coming up now. Walking sticks. The sticks that walk by themselves. And if you try to use them, they will purposely try to trip you over. That's a cool looking tree. Hey, we got our second save, finally. Let me just check some stuff, guys, real quick. Oh, wow. There we go. Just need to check all the, I need to check all the things. Okay. Last but not least. God. Okay. Here we go. Save. SB937 specimens are to remain at Site 92, located at
Redacted.
in Melanesia. Site 92 is listed by its host government as a UNESCO World Heritage Site and is off limits for all but selected personnel, all of whom are Foundation researchers and security staff. SB937 hives in the wild are to be quarantined and incinerated. SB937 is a strangler fig tree closely related to Ficus watkinsiana and has been classified as Ficus formicidia in
Get expunged.
SB937 appears very similar to other strangler fig trees for most of its life cycle, although its reproductive process is unique. When SB937 matures, it begins to flower and bear fruit designated -2. The flowers are apparently self-pollinating as opposed to other fig trees when developed. Other fig trees, I'm reading way too fast. When developed, the fruit are insectoid in appearance with a head, thorax, abdomen, and 6 legs. Growing up to 5 centimeters in length. -2 specimens have a convergent anatomy with insects, including a cellulose exoskeleton, spiracles, and hard analogs, while lacking a proper digestive tract. -2 have a leafy growth on the back that resembles wings, with ripe specimens hardening to a flattened wing of fibrous, papery tissue reminiscent of a maple seed's rotors. Okay. Basically, it makes stick bugs. Once it's fully developed, an individual will detach itself temporarily and begin to walk around and tend its parent tree. -2 will forage for plant and animal matter and use such to fertilize the roots of not only its host plant but also any other nearby instances of SCP-937. The various subtypes of SCP-937-2 fruit behave rather in the manner of ants, with the parent SCP-937 functioning as both hive and queen. The tree is like, yes, I am the queen, but I can't move. I can't make a move! -2 also behave like ants in terms of their aggressive behavior towards anything outside of the species, as well as their sting. I mean, depends on the ant, doesn't it? The ants I have in Spain, for example, they're not really that aggressive. They just want to find food. They're just like they're aggressively determined, that's for sure. But they don't attack me. They occasionally just and I feel it, but then I'm just like, oh hey, let me just take a little leaf and down you go. The sting induces necrosis at the site very quickly. And the fruit will work together to overwhelm even small mammals. Fortunately, while painful, the sting does not endanger humans and can be averted with proper precautions. Once ripe, -2 will climb as high as possible and glide to other trees, where they will germinate as a normal, hemipiphyte, eventually extending roots to the ground and foliage upward. Like other strangler figs, SB937 will surround the trees that they germinated on and eventually kill them. This, combined with the aggressive nature of -2, makes SB937 a particularly noxious weed should the species manage to gain a foothold. Experiment log 1. Blank 19 blank months and duration. 2 SB937 specimens, 20 fertilized screens of other sextants. A large arboretum was constructed at
Redacted.
Ew, a bug. Welcome. Where SB937 and other sextants were introduced to establish ecology. Yeah. 3 successful leaf cutter and ant colonies were founded and began to expand. Both SCP-937 trees matured and bore fruit, which began to forage. The 2 species ignored each other until the leafcutter ants attempted to harvest leaves from one of the SCP-937 instances. New subtypes of -2 matured, and the SCP-937 hives collaborated to eradicate leafcutter colonies and aggressively colonize the area. Welcome to Fluff, Buddy Crack. I'm almost done, so shame. But I hope you're doing good. Hope your Saturday was nice. Tomorrow's Mother's Day, so don't forget that. And yeah, you missed a couple good stuff. After blank weeks, the ant colonies had been exterminated, and much of the island's ecology has been taken over by SB937. By order of Dr. Blank, senior researcher for SB937, the site was remote destroyed and incinerated until nothing viable remained. Addendum 3. Due to irregularities in soil samples at Site 92,
Data expunged.
a quarantine for all botanical material is now in place at Site at site. Dr. Blank 4/937. Walking sneaks. Basically a tree that grows stick bugs, and the stick bugs are like, okay, time to feast, but not for me, for the tree, the goddess, the queen. We'll go and kill everything for you. We'll do anything for you, my queen. The tree's just there like, it just doesn't talk back because it's a tree. Blood and Thunder. Well, that's a very... That could be anything. Blood and Thunder? That sounds more like a song name than an SCP. I could not guess what this could be. Maybe like a human being that has like certain a certain mixture of blood that causes thunder to hit them. Well, not thunder, lightning. But I don't know. But if that was the case, it would be called Blood and Lightning, wouldn't it? I don't know. It's keto though. Oh, it's dangerous. How big is this? Oh, not big. Good. Every time I see like a red text and I'm like, oh, it leads to somewhere else, I'm like, please don't be 914 length of text. Keto. SB938 is to be contained within... Oh my god, I scored my... Is that my last smite drop that I needed? I think it was my last one. And today is Saturday, so I can chill now for Sunday and Monday. Nice. Nice, yes. Yes, yes, this is delicious. Okay, it's contained within capacitor bank 0 at biocontainment and research site 6, which is crossed out. Biocontainment and research site 7. 6 is dead. It's gone. Oh. This bank is to consist of 427,500 EPCOS B4345 capacitors. I don't know what that means. Maintained within storage warehouse 0. Storage warehouse 0 should be constructed of reinforced high-strength concrete. Its interior walls, floor, and ceiling lined with 5 cm of insulating PVC. The structure must be devoid of electrical wiring and systems. Lighting should be provided by fiber optic cables routed underground from adjacent structures. Neither the fiber optic cables nor their cladding may be electrically conductive. Storage warehouse 0 should be a minimum of 50 meters from adjacent structures. Capacitor storage racks are to be positioned over the warehouse built-in floor drains. Capacitors containing SB938 appear to seep a dark red fluid identified as
Redacted.
blood in a manner visually similar to condensation. This is normal and not a sign that SB938 containment has been breached. This phenomenon may be ignored provided storage warehouse 0 floor drain remain unobstructed and precautions are taken to ensure this blood does not interfere with capacitors positioned below. Should this phenomenon cease, Site Command is to be immediately informed of a potential breach of containment. Both the structure and capacitor bank 0 should be inspected by 4 Class D personnel supervised by 2 Clearance Level 2 research personnel and at least 1 Clearance Level 3 security officer weekly or immediately following any electrical storm occurring within 20 kilometers. No electronic devices are to be brought into storage warehouse 0 without prior authorization of Level 4 research staff. Personnel implanted with pacemakers or metallic implants are denied access to the facility. Inspection personnel are encouraged to carry secondary chemical light sources as a precaution against total lighting and power failure. Good old oil lantern. SB938 is a predatory electrical entity. Oh no. The entity appears to exist as electrical potential of intensity similar to that which accompanies a moderate electrical storm. SB938 frequently travels with such storms. It enters electrical grids through lightning strikes, often causing a temporary loss of power. Upon infiltrating an electrical grid, SB938 typically selects a single occupied structure to monitor. While dormant within power grid, the only known indication of SB938's presence are anomalous readings by devices sensitive to electromagnetic fields. See below. SB938 becomes active upon an electrical storm entering within approximately 5 kilometers of its current location. Its behavior during this period of activity is characterized by interference with the function of electrical devices, see below, aimed at attracting the attention of individuals within the building. Individuals which attempt to interact with affected devices are electrocuted. In all but 2 recorded instances, this has resulted in the immediate cessation of all neural impulses. In the aforementioned 2 instances, only the victims' hearts were stopped. Both were successfully resuscitated and both experienced long-term deleterious effects attributable to SB938's assault. See Addendum 11-16-1987 for further information. Shortly afterwards, SB938 returns to the atmosphere as lightning, rapidly dissociating to electrical potential and returning to its free state. SB938 has on at least 1 occasion vacated an occupied structure without attempting to attract the attention of its residents or visitors, and twice after successful efforts which appeared aimed at attracting the attention of singular individuals. Analysis of high-precision electromagnetic field readings indicate anomalous, highly localized intensity fluctuations consistent with human neural activity in the vicinity of SB938. Conservative estimates place the lower bound of distinct neural patterns of approximately 100,000. Of the 12 successfully isolated, 5 indicate average levels of conscious thought, 4 indicate levels of activity above the norm, consistent with elevated stress levels, and 3 are consistent with the stage N3 NREM sleep. Periodically, SCP-938 will fixate on an individual. These individuals are designated SCP-938-A. Mongolassi. Prior to the visibility of containment, SCP-938 was documented pursuing a single target for 36 years. 11 months and 6 days until the target died of natural causes. The exact traits which prompt SCP-938 to fixate on an individual are unknown. In 12 of 19 recorded instances, -A were documented to suffer from a number of disorders relating to stress or paranoia, including post-traumatic stress disorder, paranoid schizophrenia, and a number of severe phobias. These disorders are likely the result of extending proximity to SCP-938 and not a criterion by which it bases target selection. See Addendum 413-1979. Containment history of SCP-938 is available here. Here we go. March 6, 1943. In light of the tremendous electrical energy which constitutes SCP-938 and the inability of current technology to contain it, a different approach to the mitigation of its threat is necessary. Efforts should instead focus on understanding and predicting SCP-938's behavior to mitigate its threat until containment becomes visible. I just now realized something. January 13, 1950, -A has been located and is in Foundation protective custody. July 3rd, 1969, NICE, security operatives responsible for ensuring the safety of SCP-938-A and researchers assigned to study SCP-938 have been folded into MTF Theta 9 Bad Moon Rising. MTF Theta 9 will assume responsibility for ensuring the safety of -A candidates in study of SCP-938 as the circumstances allow. December 9, 1986, -A has died of a heart attack. 10 minutes prior to Dash A's death, an ambulance arrived at Safe House blank blank. No MTF Theta 9 operatives claimed to have requested emergency services, and Dash A denied responsibility. The ambulance was dismissed as a probable prank 911 call. Following Dash A heart attack, an attempt was made to contact emergency services. By the time assistance arrived, Dash A had expired. Further investigation revealed the local emergency dispatch center received no initial call requesting assistance to Safe House blank blank. An emergency dispatcher on duty claimed his terminal indicated an unanswered request for emergency services at the address. Reevaluation of feasibility of containment is underway. June 2nd, 1989, containment of SB938, while likely to require a substantial expenditure of resources, is believed to be potentially feasible. Additionally, a likely Dash A candidate has been located. Upon construction of the necessary containment facilities, Dash A will be used to lure SB938 into containment. You'll be live bait. You'll be the Shaggy and Scooby-Doo of the SB Foundation, and you will get this thing in this trap. October 1, 1989. SB938 has been successfully captured. Yes. It will henceforth be housed within Biocontainment Research Site 6, which we now know is not the case anymore. It's Site 7. No testing or observation which would require potentially allow SB938 to be removed from or escape containment within Capacitive Bank 0 is permissible. September 20th, 1991, containment of SB938 has been compromised following a silent night breach scenario at Biocontainment and Research Site 6. Site 6 infrastructure is not expected to be salvageable. New containment facilities must be constructed before SB938 may be recaptured. And that must be why it's now Site 7. December 21, 2005. On the 12th, 19th, 2005, Dr. Blank entered Storage Warehouse 0 to assist with inspection of SB 938 containment carrying a flash drive on his person. After realizing his error the next day, Dr. Blank reported the accidental breach of protocol and relinquished the flash drive for study. Saying was completely overwritten with meaningless data. This drive is available to research personnel for examination or request. You fucked up, Doctor. You fucked it up. Addendum 1994. The electrical phenomenon, commonly known as St. Elmo's fire, provided SB938 with a direct route of attack. Dash A.
Redacted.
SB938, a Foundation personnel security detail.
Redacted.
Suffered acute UV burns and permanent blindness. Blank died of resultant infection. Addendum 1979. Several members of MTF Theta 9 have reported subtle hallucination, a vague sense of unease while in the vicinity of SB938. The most frequently reported hallucination has been irregular clusters of iridescent red eyes watching from poorly illuminated areas, including the shadows of personnel foliage, and in a handcuff of reports. Night Sky Agent Blank remarked he once mistook the phenomenon for stars. It is not believed to be a cause for concern at this time. Note 1990. Personnel responsible for the routine inspection and maintenance of There we go. Maintenance of SCP-938 containment have witnessed similar hallucinations in the vicinity of Capacitor Bank 0, despite no knowledge of MTF Theta 9 reports. Maintenance personnel must often report these as clusters of eyes in the space between capacitors. Addendum 1987. Statistical observation of weather patterns within 3,000 kilometers of SCP-938 confirmed location aimed at determining if SCP-938 is capable of altering local weather patterns has proven inconclusive. Addendum 1997 again. Well, of course, a couple months later. The deleterious effects suffered by both known SCP-938 survivors are the erasure of significant structures stretches of memory and drastic alteration of both individuals, mannerisms, and personalities. During subsequent evaluation, both professed to experience persistent feelings of depersonalization and derealization. Medical and psychological evaluation results are available to research personnel on request. Can you imagine being fucking chased down by lightning? You just wanna live your life, but this fucking lightning thing just like, hey, where you think you're going? You ain't leaving. You ain't leaving my sights. I got you right where I want you. And I'm being just chased by it for like 30 years. God damn, dude. What is this? I see.
Autobot seeking.
Excuse me. That was not planned. Not at all. With many voices. I hear them voices. I hear them voices. What if it's a person that, when they speak, it sounds like hundreds of voices speaking at the same time? Or maybe not even a person. Maybe a statue or a wall. Damn. It's definitely apparently it's part of a. Oh boy. How long? Okay, these seem all in decent length. Okay, thank God. I saw SP914 and I'm like, I'm not even like halfway through with reading that yet. So I hope there's not some like extreme length. But okay, with many voices, here we go. These pants need to be washed. Kita. Okay, SB 939-1 3 19 53 89 96 80 98 99 and 109 are kept in cell 1163A or 1163B 10 times 10 times 3 meters containment chambers with armed biocontainment area 14. Both cells are environmentally regulated and negatively pressurized, with walls constructed of reinforced concrete. Access to these cells is regulated by an outer decontamination chamber and inner gas-tight steel security doors. Observation windows are constructed of laminated ballistic glass 10 centimeters in thickness, protected by a 100 Kelvin electrified mesh. Humidity is maintained at 100% at a temperature of 16 degrees Celsius. Specimens are monitored at all times via infrared cameras. Level 4 authorization is required to access SCP-939, the containment areas, or the observation chambers. By the way, now that I think about it, that's quite a lot of SCPs to deal with from one type. 109? Jesus! Dash 101 is dismembered and stored in cryogenic preservation tanks 939-101A to 939-101B not B, M, within Bio-Research Area 12. Access to Dash 101 requires authorization by 2 clearance level 3 personnel, one of which must be present for all research and testing. The contents of only one Dash 101 tank may be accessed at any given time. Core temperature of Dash 101 tissues must be monitored while removed from cryogenic preservation. Should core temperature exceed 10% Celsius, tissues are to be returned to the corresponding tank, and all testing was suspended for a period of 72 hours. Bearing core temperature exceeding 10%, research of Dash 101 tissues may continue as long as rambling and pleas for release may be tolerated. That doesn't sound very fun or nice to deal with. Doesn't sound very nice, now does it, Henry? He speaks the truth. Containment cells should be cleaned bi-weekly while this takes place. SB939 specimens will be transferred to the adjacent cell. During this time, the cell doors and observation window must be inspected for damage and repaired or replaced accordingly. Peri-sedation of all SCP-939 is required before any interaction, including transfer between cells and experimentation, may take place. See document 939 TE4, battery low. I'm gonna finish my Mongoloss in the meantime, because it does make my mouth all watery whenever I take a sip out of it. Level C hazmat gears to be worn by personnel during interaction with SCP-939 specimens in any area which SCP-939 have been known to inhabit. Your mom's bedroom. Afterwards, standard decontamination procedures are to be observed by our personnel involved to ensure no secondary spread of amnestic agent occurs. Following incident ABCA 14-939-3, all non-Class D personnel interacting with SCP-939 for any length of time are required to wear 2 waterproof electronic pulse monitors for the duration of such interaction. These pulse monitors will transmit to a wireless monitoring system independent of facility main power grid, with at least 1 backup power system on standby. Or come with me if you want to live. Should both an individual's pulse monitor flatline or otherwise malfunction, the wearer will be presumed dead. Personnel instructed to disregard all the wearer's subsequent vocalization and a breach of containment declared automatically. Security personnel responding to such a breach are likewise required to wear these pulse monitors. Additionally, all live SCP-939 must be implanted with subdermal tracking device upon capture. Your claws, I like them given to me. Talk to the hand. Description: SCP-939 are endothermic pack-based predators which display atrophy of various systems similar to troglodytic organisms. The skins of SCP-939 are highly permeable to moisture and translucent red owing to a compound chemically similar to hemoglobin. SCP-939 average 2.2 meters tall, standing upright and weigh an average of 250 kilograms. The weight is highly variable. Each of the 4 limbs end in 3-fingered claws with a 4th opposable digit and are covered in setae which considerably augment climbing ability. Their heads are elongated, devoid of even vestigial eyes or eye sockets, and contain no brain casing. The jaws of SCP-939 are lined with red, faintly luminescent fang-like teeth similar to those belonging to specimens of the genus Caulidios, up to 6 centimeters in length, and encircled by heat-sensitive pit organs. Eye spots sensitive to light and dark run the length of their spine dorsal ridges. These spines may be up to 16 centimeters long and are believed to be sensitive to changes in air pressure and flow. SCP-939 do not possess many vital organ systems. Central and peripheral nervous systems, circulatory systems, and digestive tract are all absent. SCP-939 respiratory system is atrophied and serves no apparent purpose beyond spreading AMN-C227, see below. SCP-939 have no apparent psychological need to feed, nor any way to digest consumed tissue. Ingested material typically accumulates in the respiratory system of SCP-939, and it's regurgitated once the amount is sufficient to markedly inhibit its function despite the absence of many vital organ systems. SCP-939 are capable of bearing live young. See Addendum 16, 1991. A lot of addendums are year-based now instead of Addendum 1 or 2. SCP-939 primary method of luring prey is the imitation of human speech in the voice of prior victims. Ah! We have another one that fucking mimics the voices. You heard that? Another one! Sheesh. That must suck though to deal with that. Imagine you have a SCP breach and SCP-939 breaches, and then other SCP breach out as well, and then you as an agent are trying to take care of the SCPs, and then next thing you know, you think you hear one of your companions like screaming in agony around the corner. And then you're like, no, Freddy! And you just go around the corner, but then it's SB939 is like, gotcha. I got you where I want you. And you're like, shit! Not like this. And then, yes, like this. And next thing you know, heads off. SB939's primary method, though imitation of the other species in active nocturnal haunts have been documented. SB939 vocalization often implies significant distress, whether SB939 understands their vocalization or repeating previously heard phrases. It is the subject of ongoing study. However, SB939 requires voices not currently understood. Specimens have been documented imitating victims despite never hearing the victim speak. Analysis of SB939 vocalization cannot distinguish between SB939 samples of known victim voices. The use of biometric voice recognition security or identification systems at any installation housing SB939 is strongly discouraged for this reason. Prey is usually killed with a single bite to the cranium or neck. Bite forces have been measured in excess of 35 MPa. SB939 excel in many traits of aerialized class amnestic designated AMN-C227. AMN-C227 causes temporary and anterograde amnesia, inhibiting memory of formation with duration of exposure plus on average of 30 minutes. It is colorless, odorless, and tasteless, with an estimated ECT50 for inhalation of 0.0015 mg minute per meter cube. Okay, I can smell you. In well-ventilated or open-air environments, risk of exposure to ECT50 is greatly reduced, but not negligible. AMN-C227 is typically undetected in the bloodstream 16 minutes following cessation of exposure. Reported sensation of disorientation and mild hallucination immediately following removal from environments saturated with the agent are similar to recreational use of numerous psychoactive substances and easily mistaken as such. This report contains the morphology alpha for information regarding morphology beta. See. Experiment log 914 AMTF New 7 of the action report blank. Oh god, there's more. I just now realized there's more. A log of radio traffic between capture teams during initial contact with SB939 is available here. Please not be long. Please fill up. Okay, they're all pretty much good, decent length, but not like long. So let's read that first. Okay. The following is a transcript of radio traffic between the unseen commander Trapper Home and subordinate fire team Trapper 1 and 2 and 3 of Side Blank Tactical Contact Security Force designated Trapper during the initial contact with and recovery of SB939. Trapper was deployed to the outskirts of blank on the 10th, 28th, 1981 following the disappearance of Foundation field agents. The agent was investigating a number of localized missing persons cases, as well as the loss of contact with several law enforcement officers dispatched to investigate these cases in the area. Begin transcript. Trapper Home. Alright, let's get those comm checks, people. Those field masks were giving your vox a hell of a time last time. Oh god, there's a lot of voices. Oh god, okay, Trapper Home, Trapper 2, Trapper 3, this is 1, radio check over. Lima Charlie, 1. Gotcha, 1. All stations I have you loud and clear, be advised your teams are go for entry. Trapper 1, weapons right. Solid copy. Home 3, stand by with Home, you know your job, to keep your team tied on my flank after we breach. Copy, 1. 1 stack up, member of the Trapper 1. I don't even remember which one to give what voice now. Execute. Alright, execute. Alright, that water charge goes in 5. Water charge detonates. Stairs front, clear left. I'm so confused who is who now. God damn it. Trapper 1, door right. Right side clear. Overhead's clear. Who is who? fuck that. I can't keep track of who is who right now. Stairs 1 clear, door right clear, side clear, overhead's clear, Thompson on me, classroom clear. Trapper home, Trapper 1, Trapper 2, reporting to no contact. Do secure that passageway, mark your territory, and then follow my team down. Keep an eye out for our man. Call it when you come down. I don't want any blue on blue solid. Copy 1. Hoskins, you got the point. Roger that, moving up. Trapper home, this is 1. Be advised, we are moving further into the structure, down a ladder way over. Solid copy. 1, proceed over. Member of Trapper 1 can be heard calling out doorways and landing as they move further down the stairs. Trapper home, be advised, I'm starting to smell something rotten down here, and it's pretty strong. Something been dead for a while. Stand by. Team, halt. Home. I'm looking at some shredded clothing down here. No bodies, just clothes and nothing that looks like our man. There's the cop. Jesus, man, look at that. It looks like something just took a huge bite out of the vest. Lock it up, down there. 1, Washburn, get back on track. Copy. Home, Trapper 2, watch yourselves. Something around our paws has an appetite and it looked like it got a pretty mean bite. Solid 1, we're almost done up here. If our agent's here, he's down with you guys. We'll be down as soon as a muffled human voice is audible through Agent Washburn's Fox feed, unintelligible and distant. 1, 2, freeze! Help me, Jesus Christ, somebody! Home, 2, I think we got our man. Hustle up, people. Trapper 1 can be heard moving quickly through the structure. The cry for help is again audible. Agent Washburn, home, we've reached the source of the noise. We're about to get our agent back. 2, have Doc prepare the trauma bag. This guy sounds like he is in a bad shape. Hoskins, do it. 2, shotgun report sound of the door slamming on the floor. Immediate sustained gunfire. Home, contact. 2, get the fuck down here. Roland, pull back. Hoskins is down. Shit. Roland, on your right, 2, hurry the fuck up. 1, what the hell's going on down there? Gunfire ceases. Trapper 1, sound off. 2, get the fuck down here. Hoskins is down. Hurry the fuck up. Copy 1, Harrison. Thompson, you coming with me? Your body stay with. There's way too many people to keep track of who I give what voice. There's like 7 people. Your body stay with Doc. Trapper 2 can be heard acknowledging Trapper 2 leads order. Home 1, be advised. 2 is en route to 1 last position. Agent Watson can be heard cursing over Agent Michael's Fox feed. 1, be advised, your radio is not broadcasting. I can hear you, but Jesus Christ, 2, engage. Engage. Immediate sustained gunfire. Thompson, pick up the slack, loading. Gun up, guys, pull it back down the hallway. Harrison, suppress the doorway, frag out. Explosion. Body Doc, get the 60 set. We're coming up. Trapper 1's gone and I'm dropping gas. Mask up. Gas, gas, gas. Gas, gas, gas. I'm gonna step on the gas. Tonight is right. And be tomorrow. 3 muffled popping sounds can be heard. Coming up the stairs. They're slowing down. Get 3, Michaels. Get 3, Michaels. Home. We deploy VX and need 3 down in here in MOPP for cleanup or MOP. I don't know. Set up decon. Roger. 2, we're already on our way. Shit. Gunshots. Whoa, nice shot, good buddy. Home, we got an unconscious 1. We're gonna need a mobile containment unit and medical support for the candidate. I think it sucked down some VX. I'm not hearing any more movement down the stairs. Home. Copy 2. Copy team. Stand by for link up with 3. Extricate the candidate and hit decom. We're done here. We're done here. This is too much for us to deal with. Addendum 1982, which is all crossed out. Due to SCP-939's intense aversion to bright light, has been deemed a minimal risk of escape. Standard fluorescent hallway lighting is sufficient to deter 1 from leaving its darkened cell. Addendum 1991. So when they heard the voice, it was like somebody help me. It was one of those creatures pretending to be the agent. And then, of course, attacked all the people that walked into the door. Might have been multiple in them as well. Addendum 9th, 20th, 1991. Addendum 6th, 29th, 1987. Preliminary research into AMN C227 suggests potential for use as a general-purpose amnestic. Methods of mass-producing the agent, as well as possible adverse effects, are being investigated at Biocontainment and Research Site 6. Hello, Georgie. Addendum 10th, 3rd, 1990. AMN C227 has been approved for use as a Class C amnestic. Projected annual production at Bio-Research Area 12 by SCP-939 respiratory tissue culture is expected to surpass 3 liters. Addendum 9th, 20th, 1991. Containment of 9 SCP-939 specimens have been compromised following a cyanide breach scenario by Containment and Research Site 6. Nearby civilian settlements have been evacuated on the pretense of coming storm. Recovery teams have been deployed to the area. Addendum 10th, 16, 1991.
Redacted.
In light of this, all interaction with SCP-939 from September 8th to October 7th in the Northern Hemisphere on March 6th to April 4th in the Southern Hemisphere is strictly forbidden.
Redacted.
No male specimens of SCP-939 have yet been identified.
Redacted.
Contains a Class B amnestic.
Redacted.
See reproduction of SCP-939. Okay. Document -00-62 reproduction of SCP-939. On September 25th, 1992, -1 gave birth following a gestation period of roughly 12 months. Litter -A contains 6 specimens numbered A1 to A6. A1, A4, and A5 were male, while A3 and A6 were female. -A2 was stillborn, immediately cannibalized by -1. -1 made no attempts to interfere with confiscation of its offspring. Vivisection of -A1, A3, A4, and A5 found them to be morphologically and genotypically indistinguishable from healthy human infants. Several researchers who participated in the vivisection subsequently requested Class B amnestic. It should be standard policy to grant these requests after all relevant data has been collected. Yeah, because for them it's like digging into human children. That's kind of fucked up. The remains of -A1 and -A3 are kept preserved in biological material storage units -26C and -26D, respectively within Bio-Research Area 12. Remains of -A4 and -A5 were incinerated. -A6 will be transferred to
Redacted.
for observation as it matures. It will undergo monthly physical examination, supplements with any additional measure deemed necessary. Document A616 transfer of Dr. Blank.
Redacted.
Note 3rd, 16/997. After overhearing numerous conversations between personnel, -A6 has come to believe its name is Keter. Given the marked positive effect on its mood, staff are advised to neither encourage nor discourage this assumption. Both its mental and physical development have remained consistent with human norms. Document A633, Emergency Medical Log -A6, date the 1st 9th 2001. At approximately 2,000 hours, -A6 began acting increasingly unsettled. When questioned, it reported a sense of malice. Malice? It's not malice. What's malice? A general feeling of discomfort, illness, or unease whose exact cause is difficult to identify. Malaise. Okay. So not malice, malaise. I never heard of that word before. Now I do. Breathing was observed to be rapid and shallow. Dash A6 was escorted to the medical ward for further examination. Heart rate was measured to be erratic, averaging 190 beats per minute. That's pretty quick. No further anomalies were. That's over triple. That's 3 heartbeats per second. That's fucking quick. No further anomalies were observed. Dash A6 was administered a benzodiazepine and returned to a containment. Probable panic attack trigger undetermined. Date 1st 10th 2001. At approximately 0430 hours, Dash A6 reported the same symptoms, accompanied by a mild headache and an aversion to light. Examination returned identical results to the previous day. Dash A6 instructed to rest, administered a sedative, and returned to containment. 1st 24th 2001. Symptoms outlined above persisted for 2 weeks before intensifying. Dash A6 destroyed the lightning fixture in its enclosure and was found to have assumed the fetal position underneath its bed at 0140 hours. A6 staunchly resisted leaving its chamber, requiring it to be carried to Area Blank's medical ward. It complained of a severe headache, intense aversion to light, hypersensitivity to auditory stimuli, intense chest and abdominal pain, and uncomfortable warmth, commenting that it hurt too much to cry. A6 core body temperature measured to be 41.2 degrees Celsius. Technicians were unable to locate a pulse. MRI indicated
Redacted.
a reinforced concrete containment cell was immediately prepared for Dash A6. The cell's lighting was deemed and a large basin full of water provided at its request. Date 1st 26th 2001. A6 immersed itself in the provided water basin and remained inactive for a period of approximately 41 hours, at which point it began violently tearing at its skin. It displayed a considerable amount of distress upon realizing its skin was sloughing off, but appeared unable to stop. At 2,236 hours, Dr. Blank reported A6 head detached itself. By 2,240 hours, it appeared morphologically identical to, albeit much smaller than, Dash 1. Oh god, yeah, they're growing up so fast. Addendum, 2nd 13th 2001. A6 has been redesignated 101. It will be transferred to Bio-Research Area 12 for further study. Document 101-77, audio log -101A 13, begin log 1016 hours. The 5th 22nd 2004. Access to cryogenic preservation rooms granted to Dr. Blank. Access to CGPT 939-101A granted. Excuse me, mister, why are we here? It's bitterly cold and we would like to go home now. We're very late for our bedtime. We're very sorry. We didn't mean it. Have you seen our pictures? We like drawing. Wait, actually, maybe it's more like a small child, isn't it? We like drawing. Daddy hung them on the wall, except for sometimes when the others in white coats took them away. Daddy told us not to draw pictures like those. They made him sad, so we did our best to draw other things, but sometimes we forgot. Sometimes Daddy hid the pictures or ripped them up. He told us it wasn't that he didn't like them. He said it was to keep us safe from the mean doctors in white coats, but then the doctors took Daddy away. They made us get shots and told us to forget about Daddy, but we were scared of needles without Daddy around. We didn't forget Daddy. Daddy forgot us, though. We think it was the doctor's fault. Daddy wouldn't forget about us, would he? They gave us a fake Daddy and told us it was the real Daddy, but we knew better. The doctors made us get more shots. They kept telling us fake Daddy was real Daddy, but they couldn't fool us. We told them it was wrong to lie just like Daddy told us, and then they stopped lying. They made us be by ourselves, but they gave us paper and pencils and paints and told us we could draw whatever we wanted, so we did. Sometimes we drew Daddy, sometimes we drew what Daddy told us not to draw. The doctors took all our pictures. Sometimes the doctors in white coats and the people with the big black shirts with loads of pockets and helmets that carried bent windows and... What did Daddy call them? I forgot. They walked with us down the hall for our checkups. We didn't like those. Sometimes we had to lay in a dark place and be really, really still. Daddy would tell us stories. We didn't always understand them, but we liked them anyway. There were stories about places that didn't have ceilings, where up was forever and the ground wasn't white. We think it was silly. Everywhere has ceilings, doesn't it? Even after the doctors took Daddy away, we didn't get to hear stories anymore. Then we didn't feel good. The doctors made us get a lot of checkups, and we think they got scared, so we got scared too. We had a really bad headache, and the lights bothered us, and so did the noises. We wanted to find lots of cool water away from the bright light until our headache went away. They let us be in the dark and gave us lots of water, but the water made us itch all over. When we scratched, sometimes our skin came off. We were so scared. We kept asking for Daddy, but he never showed up. Eventually, we didn't have any skin left, but it was okay because we didn't need it anymore. We stopped itching after that. The lights stopped bothering us so much, and the headaches went away after our old head came off. Lights still bother us, but not as much as they did. We don't see right anymore. We got so hungry. It was bad, but we ate our old skin and our old head. It tasted good, but it was still bad. We were still hungry. Oh god, my eye. We were still hungry after that and asked for food. They gave us food. Even our favorites, but none of it tasted right to us. All that tasted good was one piece of meat. We asked for more of that. They locked two people in the dark with us. We asked them not to, but they didn't listen to us. We weren't hungry for a while after that, but we're hungry now. We're very sorry. We know lying is wrong. We didn't mean it. End log. So we just participated in the vivisection. Oh, that's from the previous thing. Not sure why that's here. Oh no, see, yeah, never mind. Blah. I'm dumb. Effective immediate use of AMN C227 has an amnestic is suspended indefinitely. Consultant incident report AMN C227-939 for further information. That's the last one we have to read. On the 1st 30th 1992, a statistical rate of missing persons reports more than blank times the blank national average was noted among civilians administered AMN C227 following the capture of SAB blank on the 11th 28 1990, 2 kilometers northwest of blank 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 blank. Pending further investigation, use of AMN C227 was suspended. On the 31st 1992, field agents blank blank and blank were dispatched to the area to investigate. Through collaboration with local law enforcement, agent blank was able to secure an interview with J blank S blank. Approximately 7 months prior to the arrival of field agents, J blank S blank reported 3 individuals missing under suspicious circumstances. All had been previously administered AMN C227. Interviewed G blank S blank. Interviewer Agent blank. This interview is being conducted by myself, Agent blank blank, in order to confirm or refute the possibility of a link between the disappearance of A blank M blank, G blank B blank M blank, and C blank W blank. Reported by Mr. J blank S blank. Oh, there's a lot of blank. On the 5th of June 1991. And prior administration of AMN C227 to all 4 named individuals on the 28th of November 1990. Thank you for taking the time to meet with me, Mr. S. Blank. To begin, I'd like you to relate the events of June 5th as much detail as you can. Okay, my eye, dude. Okay, I called some friends and we decided to go for a hike. Just sort of fuck about in the woods, you know? It was a nice enough day and out, and we had nothing better to do. I remember
Superfluous dialogue redacted.
Nothing seemed strange until I commented on a feeling of deja vu. A blank gave me a funny look and said that she felt it too. We all did. M blank must have been the only small one. He got creeped out and went home. The rest of us were curious and decided to look into it. I mean, when have you ever heard of 5 people all feeling deja vu at the same time? Can't say I ever have. Please continue. It got even stranger. The feeling of familiarity got stronger and stronger as we neared blank blank. Blank blank. Yeah, huge cave nearby. I don't think any of us had ever been inside before. We only had one flashlight and it was dumb as hell in hindsight, but we went inside. The feeling kept getting stronger the further in we went. I know I keep calling it a deja vu, but that's not the right way to put it. It was more of a general feeling of familiarity, not like this had happened before, but something about it was just familiar and nobody could put the finger on what. The deeper we went, the more familiar it felt, the more certain we felt we were getting closer to what? I don't know. None of us knew, and that's why we kept going. Did you find anything? No. Well, I don't know. I remember C Blank saying something about it getting late, that we should turn back. I don't remember anything after that until if you need to take a moment, that's fine. I don't remember a fucking thing until sitting on the side of the highway. It was dark out, and an officer was asking me questions. Tell me to stay calm and until an ambulance arrived. I was all caught up, screaming about Red, begging the officer to let me go. I had to get away. Away from Rod. From what? The Red. What was Red? I don't remember. What about your friends? They weren't with me. They think I did it. Won't listen to me. I said I was high on something. I was coming down with a bad acid trip. Said I kept screaming at the ambulance flashlights that they were going to get me. I don't remember that, but Red makes me feel uneasy now.
Superfluous dialogue redacted.
My team is prepared to investigate further. We'll be returning to
Redacted.
in the morning to report our findings. A minimal cover-up should be necessary, depending on what's found. At least for this particular incident, to this end, I suggest Mr. J. Blank S. Blank be strongly implicated in his friend's disappearance. Following his conviction, he should be recruited from the prison system as clearance level O janitorial staff and transferred to whatever installation can use him. Agent Blank reported the possibility of an SCP-939 den in the area, and an eradication detail was dispatched to investigate. SCP-939 presence was confirmed within blank blank and destroyed by 2nd 6 1992. On the 2nd 20th 1992, Dr. Blank confirmed the sensation of familiarity reported by J. Blank S. Blank was solely attributable to a hitherto undocumented effect of a second exposure to aerosolized AMN C227 following a first exposure of the individual to ECT. This sensation appears to act as a lure in those affected by AMN C227, drawing them toward higher concentration, most often centering around dens of SCP-939. Addendum 3rd 1st 1992 AMN C227 aided tracking of SCP-939. We can use this animal exposed to a concentration high enough for temporary interrogate amnesia to manifest can stalk them like bloodhounds if they know to identify the misplaced sense of familiarity with what it is. Based on Agent Blank's tracking of the route Mr. JS and his friends followed, we know to expect an effective range of blank kilometers if we use this form of tracking. No, it can't find individual SCP-939, but it can guide us to the dens. I recommend we brief a number of field operatives on this plan. Any willing would be then exposed to AMN C227 under controlled condition and dispatched first to the location of AMN C227 used on civilian population. Any errant sensation of familiarity experienced by these operators will be taken as identification of an SCP-939 den nearby and reported as such. Eradication teams will be dispatched to investigate, destroying these dens as they are located. After this has been accomplished, I believe the dispatch of these operators to major population centers to facilitate the securing coupled with standard monitoring of civilian military law enforcement and
Redacted.
channels of information is the best course of action to locate and exterminate SCP-939 in the wild. Dr. Blank. And that's the last SCP for today. Damn. Alright guys, here it is. Let me there it is. The rating I give these SCPs today. Oh yeah. So, a rice bowl. I just really like that the author made them all into haikus. The entire entry was just haiku. I respect that. I'm pretty sure it was very hard to come up with at least 20 haikus to describe an SCP. I'm pretty sure that was not as easy. Ancient playing cards. I just had a lot of fun imagining that a bunch of cards from the 1700s are just like, fuck this family. This family's gonna get it. So yeah, no, I think it's really interesting. I think it's funny, and also just the fact that you can't escape them. Once it decides to kill the whole family, until one of them actually plays the game right, the whole family's fucked. Also, must be in the family lineage that they just cheat at card games. The duct tape, that's just a good new idea for a horror movie villain. It's just a guy taping your face and just all gone. Just eyes gone, nose gone, mouth gone, ears gone. That's crazy. With many voices, that's just it's creepy. It's definitely very creepy. There's like a lot of things that make it creepy. The fact that it can imitate any voice of a victim it heard. So if you know the victim, it will lure you in. The fact that it has children that seem to act like very much like humanoids, but they clearly, the way they grow up is freaky deaky. The fact that if you have a certain type of amnestics and you walk through an area, that you suddenly have this feeling like, have I been here before? And that indicates that maybe a den of those things are somewhere around. But instead of having the feeling of I should leave, you have the feeling of I should investigate, because it feels familiar, so you're of course curious. Fruit of Man, yeah, I mean the tree's just growing fucking humans. But they'll have seeds inside them. Fruit of Man and Walking Sticks are in the same level for me, by the way. They both are like trees that grow weird shit. Walking Sticks and Fruit of Man are literally like this. They're the same level of entertainment for me. So it doesn't matter which one is first or which one is second, but I think it's still funny that a bunch of stick bugs see this tree and are like, we will give you the finest of foods. Oh, queen. And the tree's just there like, sure. Doesn't even move, doesn't even tug, nothing, just appreciates. Knife feeder. As I mentioned before, the idea that underneath the bed is a bunch of small shadowy kids, and they're like, hey, and it just pounce on you and just pin you down, and it just yeah. Blood and Thunder. There's a lot of petty things in the 1930 thing. A lot of things that are just I'm petty and I'm stubborn. I don't care where you are. I'll find ya. I'll keep staying close to ya. Inland Lighthouse. Yeah, that's just good old horror movie stuff, isn't it? There's a fog. There's a lighthouse. You walk in there. Suddenly you greet with this smell of food and maybe a chimney fire, and you're like, oh, this is nice. But then from somebody else outside who knows that your friend, their friend is gone for a while, they go to the lighthouse and there's no fog, and you see that lighthouse just absolutely disheveled, destroyed. Nobody lived there. Classic horror movie stuff. Seagull Island. What are the seagulls protecting you from? You will never know, because now they're in the bushes. Okay, yeah, this was fun. I'm glad that I read these. I'm saying that as if I wouldn't have read these at all, but yeah, no, I had a lot of fun with these. Tomorrow, of course, we have the 940s, the 940s, which the one who made Ancient Playing Card, I believe, if I saw correctly, also did 941. So we'll have another one of the same person, and yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Tomorrow, same time as always. I hope you guys enjoyed today's stream. I hope you all have a good morning, afternoon, evening, and the Afro's review.